Today's important news. Indian Army launches Operation Shiva to ensure safe Amarnath Yatra in Kashmir. The Indian Army launched Operation Shiva 2025, a high-intensity annual security exercise to ensure the safe and smooth conduct of Amarnath Yatra. In 2025, deployment comes amid heightened tensions from Pakistan-backed proxy groups following recent operations in the Kashmir Valley. Planned in coordination with the civil administration and central armed forces, the operation aims to strengthen security along both the northern and southern routes of the Amarnath Yatra. According to the Indian Army, over 8,500 troops have been deployed this year, supporting by a multi-layered counter-terror grid, advanced surveillance tools, and disaster response measures. A dedicated counter unmanned aerial system CUAS grid with over 50 systems and electronic warfare assets have been put in place to tackle possible drone threats from neighboring enemy countries. So, continuous unmanned aerial vehicle surveillance missions and live monitoring of Amarnath Yatra routes are being carried by Indian Army under Operation Shiva. So, Indian Army launched Operation Shiva to ensure safe Amarnath Yatra in Kashmir. Operation Kalanemi, Uttarakhand's big action against fake saints during Kawad Yatra. A day ahead of Kanwarar Kawad Yatra, Uttarakhand CM Pushkar Singh Dhami said that state government have launched Operation Kalanemi to take strict action against those who are fake saints who are duping people in the name of Sanatana Dharma and hurting religious sentiments. So this is Operation Kalanemi. It's a very interesting operation to check the fake saints. Next, West Bengal's Purulia district identified as rare earth mining hub. The Geological Survey of India is conducting advanced explorations in West Bengal's Purulia district to extract rare earths. Even though rare earth deposits are very small in Purulia, the development comes at a crucial time as India looks to reduce dependence on imports of critical minerals essential for electric vehicles, electronics, and renewable energy technologies. It's very important. West Bengal's Purulia district identified as rare earth mining hub. Next important news. There is a news that is coming up from International Criminal Court have issued arrest warrant against some important officials from Afghanistan. And now Taliban orders Afghan media to seek approval before publishing political news. The United Nations has raised serious concerns over a new media directive issued by Taliban government in Afghanistan, warning that the policy will intensify the fear and self-censorship among Afghan journalists. United Nations Assistance Mission in Afghanistan said the move will tighten control over press freedom and formalize previous restriction actions. This directive issued by Taliban government to the media in Afghanistan mandates that all political programs and participants must receive prior approval from Taliban's Ministry of Information and Culture before broadcasting any news. Next important news. See, America heats out at India's dairy certification requirements at World Trade Organization, raises issues amidst trade deal talks. Even as India and America appears to be in the final leg of their talks with respect to interim trade deal, America has raised issues of India's dairy certification requirement at the World Trade Organization again. The US has expressed fresh concerns at the WTO regarding India's dairy certification requirements, labeling them as unnecessary obstacles for America's dairy exports. Dairy means milk and milk products exports. India had a very strict regulation that it should have proper certification process. But America is questioning India. India is imposing unnecessary hurdles, obstacles to American dairy exports to India. So America complained about this in the World Trade Organization. Now America realized the importance of WTO. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is likely to visit Tamil Nadu for Adi Thiruvattirai festival commemorating Emperor Rajendra Chola's birth anniversary. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is likely to undertake 2-day visit to Tamil Nadu from July 27th to July 28th, during which he is expected to participate in Adi Thiruvattirai festival. Adi Thiruvatturai festival commemorating the birth anniversary of Emperor Rajendra Chola at Gangaikonda Cholapuram in Ariyalur district in Tamil Nadu. The historic town, that is Gangaikonda Cholapuram, was once a flourishing capital of the Emperor Rajendra Chola, who has erected a replica of Tanjavur Big Temple, a marvel in granite, and a World Heritage Monument. The temple is named Perudayar Temple after Lord Shiva as in Tanjavur. So, Modi ji is going to visit Gangaikonda Cholapuram in Tamil Nadu to celebrate commemorating festival Adi Thiruvattirai, commemorating Emperor Rajendra Chola's birth anniversary on July 27th and 28th. Cholera outbreak in Congo reaches acute phase with rising cases. The cholera outbreak in Democratic Republic of Congo has reached acute phase with infections still rising since January 2025. Over 33,000 cases and a fatality rate of around 2% have been recorded nationwide. So, cholera outbreak in Congo. Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, you all know, they are terrorist groups. They may use Nepal route to strike India. A Nepalese official has warned Pakistan-based terrorist groups like Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed may use Nepali route to target India. Sunil Bahadur Thapa, advisor to the President of Nepal, said these groups might pose serious threat to India and could use Nepal as a transit route. We all know that India and Nepal share almost 1751 kilometer border, open border. And as our borders are very strict between India and Pakistan, now terrorist organizations might take the route from Nepal as the borders are highly open and porous. So Nepal government also issued a, Nepali official have given a warning signal. As you all know, in 1999, Indian Airlines flight IC-814 was hijacked en route from Kathmandu to New Delhi. So there might be similar incidents might be repeated, and there is a serious warning against that. So this is important. A news coming up from our PIB. Maratha military landscapes get UNESCO tag. India achieved a key cultural and diplomatic victory as 12 historic Maratha forts were inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List. The Maratha military landscapes of India became the country's 44th World Heritage Site following intense debate at the World Heritage Committee session in Paris, where more than dozen member countries supported India's bid, rejecting advice from ICOMOS, International Council on Monuments and Sites. So, Amit Shah, our Union Home Minister, said it's a moment of pride for India that India got recognition from UNESCO Heritage Site, World Heritage Site, with respect to Maratha military landscapes, Maratha military forts. Especially, there are many forts spread across Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Maratha military forts spread across Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Salher, Shivneri, Logad, Kanderi, Raigad, Rajgad. So there are many forts which are very famous, and now they got recognition in the UNESCO World Heritage List. It's a big news that is coming up for India. Coming back, Yudh Nashe Viruddh. You all know Punjab is a frontier state, and Punjab is very close to Golden Crescent. Golden Crescent with respect to IR is Pakistan, Afghanistan and Iran, which are very infamous for drug trafficking. They are called Golden Crescent. So, Punjab government started a major crackdown against drugs. Yudh Nashe Viruddh, marching towards a drug-free Punjab. So, drug victims are being sent to rehabilitation centers for treatment. Drug victims are being sent to rehabilitation centers for treatment. So, Punjab police also strictly have taken action on drugs. A major reduction in heroin supply from across the border. A major reduction of heroin supply from across the border. And Ajit Doval, you all know, he is our national security advisor. Ajit Doval sir is our national security advisor. 9 Pakistan sites hit during Operation Sindoor. National security advisor Ajit Doval said that India hit 9 terrorist targets across Pakistan during Operation Sindoor. We missed one. He said at 62nd convocation of IIT Madras, we hit nowhere else except terror sites. It was precise to the point where we knew who was where. The entire operation started at 5 minutes past 1 and was over at 28 minutes past 1, 23 minutes. It was completely focused. It was completely. And Ajit Doval also advised the youth to focus on artificial intelligence. He also advised the youth to focus on artificial intelligence. So nowadays I'm also advising everyone should focus, including civil aspirants. So the future will be AI, artificial intelligence. The future will be completely AI, artificial intelligence. Coming back, Andhra Pradesh CM Chandrababu Naidu garu, he said, low fertility rate in AP can hurt economy. The states, particularly South Indian states, they are asking to procreate more number of children. Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Telangana. CM Chandrababu Naidu says state sub-replacement fertility rate of 1.7 if left unaddressed can cause labor shortage. The TFR replacement level is 2.1, but in Andhra it is 1.7. In Andhra it is just 1.7. So CM is worrying because future they might see labor shortage, complete labor shortage. Go to many villages in Andhra, you will find only aged people. No young people, no young person is residing. Some of them have come to Hyderabad, some of them went to foreign countries, and many of them are in cities and towns, not in villages. And TFR is very low in Andhra. The future will be dangerous if the same situation continues because Andhra might suffer labor shortage. Next important news that is coming up, America imposed sanctions on UN official for her criticism of Israel war against Gaza. Now, many are saying that America imposing sanctions on UN official for criticizing Israel war on Gaza is a dangerous precedent. Is a dangerous precedent. The comments followed by US Secretary of State Marco Rubio's announcement that Francisca Albanese, a special rapporteur on the situation of human rights in occupied Palestinian territories since 1967, would face restrictions as a result of her engagement with International Criminal Court. The ICC has already been sanctioned by American President Trump in an executive order shortly after he took office. So this is a question. It's a big thing. There is another news that is coming up from Gender Gap report. Already the report came. India's rank is 131 out of 148 countries. Gender Gap report. So India's Gender Gap report ranking is a warning to India. India is now a global economic power and a digital innovator and a home to world's largest youth population. But World Economic Forum's Gender Gap report is a sobering reminder that when it comes to gender equality, India remains far behind. When it comes to gender equality, India's rank is 131 out of 148 countries. Enforcement Directorate conducts fresh searches in US donkey route case. See, what is donkey route or donkey route? Without formal documents, when you land in countries like Colombia and other countries, from there you take the flight to America without formal American documents. They are called donkey routes or donkey routes. The Enforcement Directorate carried out searches in Punjab and Haryana in connection with America's donkey route case involving alleged human trafficking and money laundering. Human trafficking and money laundering. Donkey route or donkey route is nothing but traveling without official documents. It might involve money laundering and human trafficking. For that reason, Indian Enforcement Directorate is taking action. MPs to seek Bharat Ratna for Dalai Lama, says BJP Rajya Sabha member. Parliamentarians across party lines are petitioning the union government to award Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian award, to Dalai Lama, who recently celebrated his 90th birthday. So, many of the parliamentarians are demanding. Already he got Nobel Peace Prize, he got many best awards. Now, we are supporting his candidature for Bharat Ratna. Okay. RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat, he made remarks in a recent small event that people has to retire, gracefully retire after reaching the age of 75. So, now the question is, recently Amit Shah also told, after retiring I want to read Vedas, Upanishads, and I want to go for organic farming, all these things. And our Prime Minister Narendra Modi crossed 75. And there are rumors that this is a sweet advice to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi to gracefully retire. But some team of people are saying, some groups are saying, there is an exception to Narendra Modi. He will continue up to 2029. Let's wait and see who is going to retire at the age of 75. Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh Chief Mohan Bhagwat's recent remarks suggesting that leaders should step aside at the age of 75 have sparked a political controversy, with Congress and other opposition parties interpreting it as a veiled message to Prime Minister Modi. At the launch of a book on senior RSS leader Morok Pant Pingle in Nagpur on July 9th, Mr. Bhagwat recalled an instance from RSS meeting in Vrindavan where Mr. Pingle was felicitated on attaining the age of 75. Mr. Bhagwat said, I feel that people are not taking me seriously. You gave this shawl to me at the age of 75, but I know its meaning. When a shawl is draped at the age of 75, it means that you have grown old. Just move aside, let us do it. So, even Mohan Bhagwat says is 75.